how did you feel after the time in Hawaii and coming back here to start camp? How did that help you, or do you think it did?
Oh yeah, I think the work we did in Hawaii helped a lot, and you know, I learned a lot from Mike and Cliff and some of the other guys there, and you know, me, Eli, Ron, and Eric, we're all just ready to go.
What was Michael Bennett teaching you?
A lot of hand work. Yeah, a lot of hand work, hand placement. You know, just how to use your hands more efficiently when you're going against offensive linemen. Different techniques for, all of us. We're all different. So one thing that might work for me might not work for Ron, and one thing that might work for Ron might not work for me. So he was working with us specifically too. So it helped a lot.
How good at it working with players like that versus working with your coaches there? What sort of different insights do you think?
I mean, he's a player that's doing it really big today, right now, and he's currently playing, and he's been to the Super Bowl, he's won the Super Bowl, he's been a Pro Bowler, and all those good things. So it's a great opportunity to learn from a guy that's doing it right now.
Being in the same division, you guys face similar offensive linemen. Does it give you any tips on?
I mean, not really tips on certain guys, but it's just like when guys do certain things, what to do, and how to counter those moves and stuff like that. So
he's a guy who hasn't been afraid to kind of speak his mind on political issues, things like that. Do you guys, when you're not working out, do you sit around and have conversations about what's going on in the world, things like that at all?
I mean, just typical, conversation like anybody. If you were to have conversation with your good friends or whatever, I mean, it's just normal conversations that doesn't pertain to football sometimes, and you know what I mean. It's just genuine stuff. So.
Solomon signed today. He hasn't practiced for you guys yet.
Mm-hmm.
How deeper does this defensive line rotation look to you?
It looks really deep. We got a lot of talent up front, and it's really exciting to see that this year. And being able to see that you can come out and the bar doesn't drop. It's stays at the same level, and knowing that you have guys that will be able to rotate in with you and all that stuff, and it brings a lot of confidence, within each other, trusting each other, and I'm really excited for this season.
What was your reaction when you saw Michael's quote when he said you could be a defensive player of the year candidate?
Yeah, I've been asked that a lot lately. I mean, like I said before, it's pretty awesome coming from a guy like him. I mean, like I said before, it's a guy that, really a veteran, a guy that has a lot of accomplishments under his belt, and just hearing it from a guy like him, makes gives me a lot of confidence, and makes me want to work a lot harder too. And I mean, that's always a goal for a defensive player, and from hearing from a veteran like that, it means a lot.
Did that come out of the blue, or had he told you that as well?
Now training with him. Even last year, he would say comments like that. It's just he really believes that a young player like me could be defensive player one day, and just the time and effort that he puts in to helping me specifically, and Eric and all the other guys. It means a lot.
Did you guys talk about the scheme at all? Just given that they're
similar schemes, and he was showing us some things that he does in the scheme, when he goes to 3 technique or a 4 tech or a 5. So because he plays it all, and it really helped a lot to learn it from they built that defense there in Seattle. So he's been doing it since day one. So just learning all those different techniques within the scheme will help a lot coming through this camp in the season.
Does he play the same position as you on passing downs when he moves inside? Is he playing what you line up as?
Yeah, he plays the 3 technique, plays the 4, plays the 5. He's all over the line. So he was able to help me, even Eli, Eric, Ron. He was able to help all of us because he lines up in all those positions. So
he's big end on base downs. So that's what Ron plays.
Yeah.
And then slides inside.
Yep.
You mentioned kind of figuring out what may work for you and may not work for others. Have you had to kind of reconfigure that after moving to your new role?
I kind of always knew. I know myself, better than anybody else. So I know what always worked for me and what always didn't work for me. So, and having him to also know, he looked at me. He was like, "Man, you're big, you're strong. You don't need to be doing all those fancy little things, you know, like edge rushers do, like Von Miller or whatever, you know, just he was telling me just be DeForest and what DeForest want, you know, do what you can do. And, you know, one day kids will be like, you know, I want to play just like DeForest. So.
Do you have any personal goals for this season?
Yeah, I got some personal goals. You know, when it comes, obviously I want to get more sacks this year. And, I mean, I put my personal goal is 10 and, you know, some TFLs and a bunch of tackles. But, I mean, that's mainly my main goal is getting at least 10 sacks this year because I know I can do it. I mean, I missed a couple last year. And, you know, I want to just redeem myself, I guess, from last year.
DeForest, much was made how many snaps you played last year, and people saying, "Oh, that's not sustainable, that's not good." But did you enjoy that?
Oh yeah, I mean I enjoyed every single bit of it. I mean, you know, being a rookie and being able to come in and start and play all those snaps. I mean, I played a lot more than, you know, a lot of veterans around the league, and, you know, being that fortunate, I just embraced it because not a lot of guys can come in as a rookie and do what I did last year, and get all those snaps and all that opportunity. And I also gained a lot of experience playing all those snaps. So I mean, it made me a lot more comfortable, you know, being out there on the field. And, you know, I just want to keep it rolling from last year.
What's the most interesting thing you've learned from Elvis since he's joined the team?
Oh, he today, I mean, we was working on, you know, handwork and pass rushing stuff, and Coach gave him the floor and let him teach us, you know, certain handwork and drills and everything that he does on a daily basis. And it was awesome to learn from him because, you know, he's an all-pro and everything, and, you know, he's one of the guys that does the best.